What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the LD World. Today we have an interesting topic for you guys. We think this will be something that you guys may be interested in hearing. Go ahead and let us know and comment down below. But before we start, you guys know what to do. Go ahead and smash the thumbs up button. If you like the video, subscribe to the family. We'd love to have you, and turn on your notification bell because we do post Monday through Friday and you do want to be alerted for when we post. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Today we're going to talk about interracial, okay, I had to look at it. Let me start over. Today we're going to talk about interracial relationship struggles, but it's going to be Spain versus the US. As you guys know by watching a lot of our other videos, we moved to Barcelona, Spain. We've been living in Spain for how long now?
4 months.
4 months.
Yeah.
As an interracial couple in Spain. And we've noticed some differences, maybe some similarities. We'll talk about them here in a second, from being interracial and living in Spain. Now, we do know that obviously some things that we'll talk about, it depends on where you're located in the US, southern versus northern. We're talking more about the southern region of the US.
We were in Georgia.
Yeah, we were in
Keep that in mind.
Georgia. Yes, we were in Georgia. So these things were a little bit more prevalent down there. One thing that we noticed as an interracial couple is that we were placed in a category.
In the US.
In the US.
Yes.
In the US, we're placed in a category. One, we were either an interracial couple, biracial,
use the
mixed
correct
couple, whatever the terms are. That's the category that we're placed in because I'm black and she's white.
Yeah. I feel like in general, you just talk more about that stuff in the US.
About the specific category. Instead of being like, oh, but if she's with a white person or if I'm with a black person, then you're just in a relationship.
Yeah.
And that's how it is in the US. You're put in categories because of the color of the skin of the person that you're with.
Yeah.
Here in Spain, I haven't ran across that.
No.
Not with anybody that I meet. We haven't ran. One, it's such a melting pot of a city. There's so many couples that are not with their specific race.
Yeah.
And I think that's cool.
Yeah.
And then two, you don't know what's what. Somebody could look white and they're from some other part of the world, or somebody could look black and they're from somewhere else. You know what I mean? So
this is not talked about as much here in Spain.
It's not, and it's not the first thing that's on the list.
Yeah, it's probably the last.
It really is, because you see so many mixed couples or biracial couples walking around the city. You see so many. Now, I'm from the US, so when I see a walk around the city, I will testament to this. When I see a walk around the city, do it. There's another interracial couple.
He does that.
I gotta get that out of my head. Because that's what I'm talking about. I put them in a category.
Yeah.
And that's how it is back home. And it's just kind of like you don't necessarily have to, it's hard to kind of take yourself out of that placement when it's been forced upon you by society.
By the media.
By the media.
If there's an article, it's gonna be like, a black man, a white man, like that's not like, it's not like that here. It's not,
and we do watch Spanish news, so we do kind of know what we're talking about, and it doesn't come your skin color first and then this. It's not like that here.
Even, I would say that Iceland is with Spain in this.
Yeah?
Like, before I got into an interracial relationship, like I didn't know what that was. I just looked at people being in a relationship. I didn't know there was a word for it.
So maybe it's more, I don't know about the rest of Europe, but maybe it's more of a European thing than just a Spain thing.
Yeah, I think so.
It's interesting to think about. But I mean, as far as going back to the States, it's just everybody was raised, well, most people, the country is rooted in black this, white this, so on and so forth. So that's why these categories are placed on people who are in interracial relationships, because that's the root. That's the root. That's where the heart is. The heart of the
Because
people in the States is like...
I think like even if you guys didn't do it like on the media, if it was just like this man did this, like people would probably be thinking, is he black?
Is he a black
Is
man?
he white?
Is he
Like
is he
that's
this?
the
Is he that?
mindset.
Yeah. We always have to go specifically to that category instead of being like, okay, the person was right or wrong in this. And so on and so forth. And I just don't feel that here. And I haven't gotten that. I'm going ahead of myself. So let's go on to the next one.
Okay.
So the next thing, and obviously this all ties together, but we don't feel judged. And what I mean by that is we don't get weird looks. It's just no sense of judgment coming from anybody. Nobody asks us, are you guys together? Are you guys just friends? We've had people ask us that before. Oh, are you guys a couple? Not in the sense of I want to know if you guys are together, but more in the sense of it's a white woman and a black man. Are you guys actually together? Like, we don't get that kind of judgment here. And a lot of people, before I came to Spain, I've had friends, associates, coworkers, whatever, ask me, be like, hey, be careful over there because I heard Spain was pretty racist. And so I was nervous. I was nervous. And then I actually came to Spain and I'm like, what did they mean by racist? Because I've been to some shady areas here in Spain and I felt more comfortable there than some areas that I've been to in the States.
Yeah, I don't know how Spain can be racist because there's so many different races here. You can go to a neighborhood 5 minutes away and it's a specific race there. Like,
you're in a completely
you have
different
all the races here.
Now, I'm not gonna sit here and be so bold to say that racism doesn't exist in Spain.
It exists everywhere.
It's everywhere, but it's not heavily pushed upon. I feel like, this is just my personal feeling, I feel like it's not heavily pushed upon as it did in the States. And I don't feel any judgment. I don't feel any weird looks. I don't feel any weird judgment. I don't feel like...
The coffee went down the wrong pipe. Sorry.
You good?
Yeah.
Need a pat? You good
yeah.
now? So I don't feel like, I've seen other black men with white women. I've seen other black men with Spanish women. I've seen this, but I don't feel like it's like, we lost another strong black man, or this or that, or that. It's heavy in America, but that's not here. Here, everybody gets along and it's so peaceful.
And it's heavy in the comment sections in America.
Yes, it is.
So yeah, you don't really...
And then there's a lot of people who, when they come from the States and they travel and they live in a different country, their old mindset goes away. Because they've been around different kinds of people. They understand how people can live together. We still got to work on that back in the States. We still got to work on coming together.
I think like it's difficult to work on that when the media is how it is.
It's pushing it.
Like they have so much power that it's like.
That's a whole nother YouTube video.
Yeah, we can go into that.
Once again, I haven't been everywhere, but I feel like there's not a lot of segregation. There's little pockets because there's so many people from so many different countries. You'll have this part of the country maybe in this area, but this part of the country in this area, but it's not segregated by black
schools
or white or this or that. Like everybody's mixed in together. You can have Icelandic people living in a town where there's African people. You can have Americans living in a town of Icelandic. Everybody's mixed in together because it's a big city. I don't know. I haven't lived in very many big cities, but I know that where I've come from and the places that I've lived, there's that black part of town. There's that Spanish part of town. This is the white part of town. There's so much different segregation. It's like, you don't want to go across the tracks.
Yeah.
You don't want to go this way. You don't want to do that. Like when I don't know when we'll move past that, because I feel like other places may have. I don't see that here. I feel like I've been to quite a bit of places in Barcelona as far as this city goes, and I don't see that here. I've traveled around Spain, and I don't see that here.
No.
Now, are there some underprivileged areas? Yes, but that's not necessarily if you come here to visit, you don't see that there's one race that live in an underprivileged area. No. It's a whole melting pot of mixed races that live in that area. I don't see that here. Like we don't. It blows my mind. And
there was one thing that I will say. There was one thing, and this is not as deep as what you're talking about, but I remember you telling me about like this group on Facebook where it was like black people. And that really surprised me. Like you didn't think it was anything like, I guess, I don't know, like you didn't think anything
I didn't think much of it, yeah.
But I was like, I was just, the whole time I was thinking like, what's the purpose of like all the black coming together and creating this group? And I don't know, like was that an American group?
I don't know. It wasn't only American. It was black from all over.
Okay.
And I could understand that, but also I felt like I couldn't be a part of it because I wanted you to be a part of it with me, and I didn't know if you could.
Yeah,
so I felt bad because it's a group that I wanted to be a part of, but also I didn't know if it was okay to mix or anything. I'm not speaking bad about the group. I don't know the group, but I'm just saying like the segregation. I feel like in order to move on. I'm
just wondering what's the purpose of like, instead of just having like people traveling.
So most of the time, the purpose of it could be to be with like-minded people. I believe that could be the purpose. So
you're saying that black people are all like-minded?
In a sense. Then again, like I said, it was a group for black people from all over the world. So one thing I learned from being here is that not every black person is the same as far as mentally. As far as like-mindedness, there's people from Africa, there's people from the UK, there's people from all over, and everybody thinks differently. Everybody was raised differently. Everybody feels differently about certain things.
That's why I was like,
and so it is one of those things why it could be confusing.
Because it's the same thing as like white people traveling, but when you think like white people, not all white people think the same way. So I'm just like. But I do understand that I think the group was created because black people used to travel less.
Yeah, and I guess that's something they could come together on.
But it still comes back to you're still categorizing. You're putting yourself in a category.
There is still that category. And that's one of the things that I think that the US is struggling with is everything, even when you answer a test or a census or anything, it's all about category. When you sign up for your driver's license, it's are you black, white, Native American, or other? I was gonna talk about that. Yeah. That blew my mind. It's all about categories. We have to categorize.
The green card. I was like, why am I answering if I'm Hispanic, if I'm black, like
what does it matter?
That's what I'm thinking.
But we have to be placed. The U.S. really places categories. I filled out paperwork here, never answered anything like that. They never asked me if I was black, if I was white, or if I was Spanish. You just fill out the paperwork and have your finances, you're good to go. That's what I don't understand about the category. And those who are watching this video could easily judge me and be like, oh, this and that. But if you haven't gone outside of the country and lived outside the country and see that the system is different, then you won't really understand what I'm saying.
And also, I think it's a good way, even though the group on Facebook, like, it's very light, it's not really like a serious thing, but still think about it, like, if you don't want to be placed in a category, don't place yourself in a category.
I can understand what you're saying. Yeah, that's just one of the things in the States, that everything is just categorized. And I didn't know that until I left and saw that the system is different.
And if anyone actually knows why they ask if you're like Hispanic, black, white on these papers, let us know, because it really, others, yeah,
they do have
like it really blew my mind. Like the whole time I was thinking,
doesn't matter.
why
As
am
a
I
person,
answering that?
As a person, does it matter? And then it says it it even says it when you're filling out a job application. Are you black, white, or other? And then it says something like, you don't have to answer, but it's like,
yeah, that.
these categories I haven't seen here. I haven't ran across it. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but I haven't experienced it personally.
If this happened in Iceland, like, people would speak up. And that's what I'm surprised, like, that, like, are people speaking up about it in the US? I don't know. They probably have.
It's a system. It's
I'm
been raised in it. It just, like I said, I didn't know it was I didn't know. I thought everywhere did it until I left. So this one's mainly for me as a black man in Spain versus America. I don't get weird looks when I'm walking around the street. For example, if I'm in an all-white town and I'm wearing a certain type of outfit or anything, I might get a look out the side of the eye or something like that. Here in Spain, I can wear whatever I want. I can have my hoodie up, I can have this on, walk past the police, anything.
Because you think everyone is suspicious. I'm talking about me.
You think everybody is suspicious.
People think everyone is suspicious.
But
no
here,
matter
I
your
don't
skin
get
color.
I don't get any kind of looks or anything. I don't get any kind of looks from the police. Police here are so chill and so cool. I've looked the police officer in the eye and followed him down. Never got any.
They're really nice.
They're
here.
super chill here about too many things, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But like, I don't get weird looks walking down the street. And then that brings me to my next thing. I don't get judged for being dressed, how I dress. I'm not judged if I dress. In the States, there's this thing, dressing too black, or black people dressing too white, or this and that. Like, that doesn't even exist here. And
oh my god.
It's liberating. It's liberating.
Yeah.
It really is, because now I don't feel like I want to be me, and I don't feel like I have to try to jump in somebody else's category. That's just me being open and honest.
And I thought it was interesting also, I think is related to what you're saying, is I was watching one YouTuber, she's black, and she was talking about in her video, she was like, I'm going on this meeting, like professional meeting, and I'm gonna wear my braids. And I was like, why would you not? And she was talking about like it's looked as like not being professional.
Yeah. And unfortunately that's how it is in some areas. There's some things that I'm learning from being here as an interracial couple and as a black man. I'm learning that there's things that goes on in the States that just doesn't make sense. And I thought it was okay.
Because you think that's the norm. Or like
But as I come here and I meet so many people, I meet people from all over the place, from so many different countries or so many different backgrounds, and everybody is just loving and accepting for me, who I am. That's it for me. Oh, where are you from? The States? Oh, cool. Yeah. That's it. It's nothing more than that. And it's a weight off of my shoulders that I don't have to be afraid. I don't have to be like, I can't go to a certain area with my wife because we'll be judged. People don't understand me because it's liberating to sit around with other people in this, and we're just all different people, but we're all people and we're all together. And that's what I feel when I'm here. And that's one of the reasons why I decided to move here. All the stuff that they talk about that's back in the States as far as, riots and this and that, it's not here for me. And so I don't have to stress myself out over that or my family. And it's really liberating. And I'm letting you guys know that the system isn't the same everywhere. And so you don't necessarily have to be a part of it. It's a choice.
Yeah. It's
a choice. And some people aren't able to move, some people aren't able to do this, but the system it's not normal. No. It's not normal because I've seen the other side, and the LD world just got real on you guys. We had to drop a bomb on you. So if you like the video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. Comment down below. We know you guys got a lot of comments for us, especially on this video. We haven't done one like this in a while. So comment down below and let us know what you think. Try to leave positive comments if you can. We'll definitely respond. Negative comments, I don't have time for it. It is what it is. We're going to keep putting out content. So comment down below. Let us know what you think. Subscribe to the family. We would love to have you. Turn on that notification bell. You do want to be alerted. We got people from all over the place seeing our content. So you do want to be alerted for when we do post. So turn on the notification bell and we will see you guys tomorrow. Later.